Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to our next bout of the evening. Elimination MMA bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Bantamweight division. Introducing first, out of the blue corner, LADMIEN STURDIVANT.
Here's the Nebraska fighter. I knew there was one on the card.
LADMIEN STURDIVANT, out of calculated violence, has a 1-0 record.
1-0. Still got it where the O doesn't go.
Still
We'll see if it'll survive.
Still undefeated.
Unbeaten, sir.
This will be a 135-pound bantamweight fight, 3 3-minute rounds.
Sturdivant from Nebraska. With the short, I can't quite see what this is. Let's see what the shorts say on him. Smoke something. We'll find out when he gets up in the cage. I'm trying to peek.
Smoke show.
Shop?
Shop, I think.
Yeah, usually smoke show. That's a term for something else. A little bit of concentration there. Getting a little bit Vaseline.
Little zen.
Good crowd in here tonight, and I thought it might build because, let me tell you, how many people are here to see Aaron Beltran?
You said he sold a lot of tickets,
Yeah.
probably the most of any fighter we have this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt. Jeff said he was approaching the record of an ABM fighter that sold the most of 19,000. So we'll see what his final total was. But, yeah, there were ticket requests. Feature story that we did on him absolutely blew up on Instagram.
That's great. It was him hanging out at his restaurant.
Yeah, and good food and good margaritas.
Nice.
They have their own tequila. All right, he'll have his hands cut out with him for this next fight.
His opponent, out of the red corner, THEORIIUS Robison.
THEORIIUS Robison, representing Genesis, making his debut.
Yep, and the only reason I know it's Robison is because I called his high school football games for Pomona. He was all-state his senior year when they knocked off Valor for the title. Jay Madden, the Pomona Panthers, winning the title. THEORIIUS, also a 3-time state champion in Colorado State Wrestling, going for the four-peat, going for to be a 4-time champion, and he was beaten in double overtime.
That is quite the pedigree.
And quite the guy, quite the corner with him as well. Man, was he quick on the football field. I am talking lightning. And they had a 1-2 punch of really strong running backs. They had a big bruising back. And then they had THEORIIUS, who was just a dart.
All right, a tail of the tape, LADMIEN STURDIVANT out of Omaha, Nebraska, 23-year-old balanced fighter. He has a 1-0 record. Comes in at 5 feet 8 inches tall, made the 135-pound weight. Facing off against THEORIUS Robison out of Arvada, Colorado. He's a 24-year-old wrestling standout, making his debut this evening. 5 feet 6 inches tall, 135 pounds.
This Cage Violence Fight Night 19 brought to you by Sparta Auto, SA360Denver.com. You want a little bit of something done to your lift kit, you want wheels, you want tent, that's a place to go.
Full wrap.
Yeah, you get the full wrap done. Many. Oh, look who's doing a little bit of the dab. It's the Super Jew. Undefeated still for Genesis Fight Team. And there's a face that's very familiar. Now on the bare knuckle scene.
Like you said, quite the standout corner.
Yep. Jake Ramos, the head coach at Genesis Training Academy. Got 4 fighters on the card. It was 6, JR. We lost 2 fights. Dylan Ruane was supposed to fight tonight.
That's too bad. We
Yeah.
don't get to see him.
He is in attendance, though. So Genesis well represented, and we're going to have him represented on the mic now as Grant Neal joins us from Genesis Training Academy for this one. Let's get the announcement from Stewie first.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an Elimination MMA bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Bantamweight division. Let's meet our fighters. Introduce first, fighting out of the Mike Maroney Ford blue corner. He's a balance style fighter with a record of 1 win, no losses. He stands 5 foot 8 inches tall, weighing in at 136 pounds. With calculated violence from Omaha, Nebraska, LADMIEN Peanut Sturdivant! His opponent, out of the Twin Peaks Arapahoe red corner. He is a wrestler making his MMA debut. He stands 5 foot 6 inches tall. He weighed in at 135 pounds. With Genesis Training Academy from Arvada, Colorado, THEORIIUS Robison! Referee Oscar Martinez.
Mr. Neal, thanks for joining us. Good to see you, sir. Congratulations on your signing with the new promotion.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm excited for you.
I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited for a new promotion.
I bet.
We'll talk about that a little bit. GFL, give us a rundown on THEORIUS a little bit in his debut fight.
So THEORIUS in this debut fight, he should really focus on using his wrestling to set up his hands. I know that everybody in the world knows about THEORIUS's pedigree in wrestling, so him using that to set up his hands is going to be very effective in this fight.
Let's see what he does right now. Both fighters kind of measuring each other here in the opening round, and definitely a reach advantage for the opponent in Sturdivant.
That's exactly what we want.
Something you guys have worked on, I would assume.
Yes. Those fakes, right, are getting big reactions, which is allowing him to get off the strikes that he wants to get off.
Sturdivant shoots, and he's trying to get the takedown, but there you see how tough it is. And there's the wizard that's in for both fighters.
Nice job by the wizard by Robison.
Drop your shoulder, good. Now get your head on the same side as your underhook. There you go.
THEORIUS now thinking, positioning, taking his time.
THEORIUS has been in this position thousands and thousands of times, so he should be very comfortable here.
Yeah, it's something Todd and I talk about a lot. You know, on his tail of the tape, it says debut, but as a wrestler, he's probably stepped on the mat 400 times. So being in the arena of combat is not anything new to Mr. Robison.
No, it's not new, and he needs to just tap into that. And, you know, those first fight nerves kind of get to you a little bit, but tapping into that and allowing yourself to really embrace the moment and just flow is going to be extremely powerful and ultimately getting what he wants to get, which is a finish.
Robison takes a couple shots from his opponent. Sturdivant got him up against the cage and landed a couple.
Sturdivant doing a good job with his cage control here.
Yep.
Keeping Robison very tall, which I think is a wise tactic considering Robison a few inches shorter.
Yep.
Could potentially be able to get underneath and leverage Sturdivant pretty effectively.
Right. Oscar's breaking it up.
Think
He talking
there was
low blow?
Yeah, low blow.
Okay.
Accidental. Robison says he's ready to go.
Good legs on him, man. Strong.
I'm sure Grant wants to throw out some instructions right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's chomping at the bit.
yourself back.
Oh, I'm chomping at the bit right now.
I'm a commentator. I can't do that.
Minute left in this opening round. Kind of a feel-out round. Both fighters trying to figure it out.
So THEORIUS' opponent is doing a good job of keeping his level low. And if he can keep that stance the entire fight, it's going to stop a lot of the straight-on shots. So interesting, he tries to use the wrestling against THEORIUS here, which is a little bit of a surprise from someone with such a high pedigree in wrestling here. THEORIUS is doing a good job with balance there, getting some strikes off.
Yeah, great balance and great defense right there, JR.
Yeah, it was really something to behold. But again, once Robison is jammed up against the cage, Sturdivant doing a really good job with
Body
head
control.
positioning,
Yeah.
body control.
Yeah, jamming Theorius up against the cage really stops the effective wrestling range that Theorius wants to be at. So that's a really good job by his team and his corner, getting Theorius up against the cage.
Yeah, Sturdivant doing a great job controlling. He's long. He's a longer fighter. He's using, and he's got great momentum. He's got great leverage right now.
Corner of Sturdivant calling for an ankle pick. They want him to reach down and grab that ankle that's up against the cage, sweep it out from underneath Robison.
I missed it a little bit. I think that Theorius may have thrown a right hand that caught Sturdivant's attention.
Let me ask you this, Grant. Between round 1 and round 2, I mean, obviously you want to change some things, but you can't fire out like 6 or 7 things. What are you doing in the corner at this point?
Very simple instructions. He's a debut fighter. Really, we're calming down his heart rate because, like I said, Theorius has competed thousands of times in a very high level. So really, it's simple instructions. Get to your jab, get to your shot, level change, use it to set up your strikes. That's about it on the real instruction because he's been there before.
Okay.
So the other thing that we're doing is getting the fighter to breathe. I want him to breathe. This is his first fight.
Do you think he'll have much in the way of first fight jitters considering his combat background?
Yeah, everybody gets those first fight jitters.
Okay.
You're throwing around 4-ounce gloves.
Fair enough.
All right, here we go, round 2. The feel-out round was round 1. Let's see who takes advantage in this round 2.
Corner of Sturdivant saying they want him to be first. Don't wait around for anything to happen. If you wait to hit, you might get hit.
Yep. Theorius kind of stalking, trying to figure it out. Both fighters very aware of each other. Low kick by Robison. There's another one.
Checked nicely by Sturdivant.
Yeah.
I really like that change up there. Instead of changing it to a boxing match, he decided that he was going to go to the kicks. Sturdivant is on a front headlock, and he's looking a little bit for a guillotine here. Theorius has got to fight the hands to get out of that.
Yep.
Good job there.
Yeah, cow catcher now.
Yeah, Sturdivant tried to work his hands together. Robison been in that position about 10,000 times.
Yep.
So not anything new to him. Robison ends up
Oh,
on
yeah.
top. It was just a little bit of a stumble by Sturdivant. Robison wants to take advantage, but it's Sturdivant looking to lock
He's got
up
to
the
keep his
triangle.
posture here.
And he's got that in pretty tight.
Yep. Got a posture up here.
He's got a posture, put his hands on the hips, get his other shoulder through. Posture up.
It's a good
got a
position
posture
for
up here.
Sturdivant. Reaching up to pull the head down now.
Sturdivant putting some pressure on right now.
Robison keeping his posture high, gets his butt up in the air. Sturdivant making the adjustments that he needs to, continues to pull down on the head.
Jiu-jitsu making a difference here. He's got that figure 4 locked in.
And that was all off of a slip to the canvas by Sturdivant. Robison jumped into his guard. Sturdivant threw those legs up quickly and nicely.
Robison still fighting for it. He called it.
Wait, what?
I didn't see a tap.
I didn't see a tap either.
I think referee Oscar Martinez was asking if he was okay, and he didn't get a response.
He put his hand in the air.
I don't know what's going on
He
here.
put his hand in there when he asked if he was okay. He put his hand in there.
Maybe we'll see on the replay what happened there.
I know that sometimes in an elimination bout, you really want to protect these fighters so that you're a little bit quick on the trigger here. So that could have been what Oscar was trying to see and protect the fighter.
Very possibly
but there,
so.
if you ask a call and response and the fighter puts his hand in the air, you got to understand that the fighter is responding there. And in my opinion, I know you want to protect an elimination fighter, but
All right, here's
we'll see here on the replay.
the replay where they basically fell to the canvas, and very quickly Sturdivant able to throw up that triangle position. Used a couple strikes to set it up so he could then make the foot adjustment.
I think we get a replay back of that.
Yeah, hopefully
finish.
the very end of the fight we can get a replay on that.
Obviously a disappointment, but a step of learning where you can go back into the gym and go over some things, Grant.
Exactly, and the good thing about being an amateur is none of this matters.
It doesn't really matter.
So
And we're looking at the end of the fight here on the replay. So we'll see what happens. Robison trying to sit up, then his posture changes a little bit, gets his butt up in the air, and then sits back, which again is one of the things that you can do as a defense for the triangle choke.
He's actively peeling that triangle there. He's still moving. There's no reason to stop it.
Head
there.
pops out there.
Pops out. Trying to see what maybe Oscar was seeing here. Look at his hands, make sure there wasn't a tap there that we missed.
Don't
right
see
there, it looks like Robison maybe goes a little bit limp.
He's still moving.
I was going to say, but then he adjusts and.
Well, they needed a swim move right there.
I think that was a little premature.
Well, let's get the call officially.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Oscar Martinez called a stop to this bout 1 minute, 50 seconds into the second round. Declaring your winner with an arm triangle, LADMIEN Sturdivant.
Congratulations, Mr. Sturdivant, out of calculated violence.